And welcome to our 4 Minutes, 4 Questions segment. This is from our Talk Business and Politics podcast, where I ask Wes Brown 2 questions. He asked me 2 questions. I'm going to let you go first today.
Okay, you know the Supreme Court will meet tomorrow, and they will likely hand down the decision on King v. Burwell. And that's the challenge to the available of tax subsidies for people who get health care on the marketplace from Affordable Care Act. My question to you, if the Supremes rule against the Obama administration and guts subsidies for states using the Federal Health Exchange, how bad will it be? What will be the fallout for that?
Here in Arkansas, and specifically, well, nationwide. Well, first of all, I think there will be bedlam over the ruling one way or the other, whether that's warranted or not warranted. But the big change is that it will just eliminate the constitutionality of the tax subsidies for the people in that Medicaid expansion portion of the program, which is above 138% of the federal poverty level. So you're talking about 48,000 Arkansans if you just look at the hard numbers. It doesn't kill the exchanges, it just changed the economics of the exchanges. It makes those plans that are subsidized less affordable to the people that probably can't afford them anyway. So I think it pushes them out, but I don't know if it necessarily torpedoes Obamacare altogether.
But you're going to have people, when it comes out, if they rule against it, going to say, this ends Obamacare.
Ends it, but I don't think that that's necessarily the case.
Okay.
All right. You've been covering the Clean Line Wind Power Project. It's been in the work now for about 5 years. Still a number of issues that have to be worked out. A lot of landowners that are not don't find this a very popular project. Alternative energy supporters do find it a very positive project. Do you think this project gets underway in 2017 as officials have said they expect it to?
I'm going to give a resounding no on that one. And the reason why is that you have these landowners who are very opposed against this project. They're saying that this clean line is coming in and they're talking about taking eminent domain and federal eminent domain and taking away their land and for the distribution lines for this project. I think there's going to be a lot of legal challenges in this, and I don't think it'll get started by 2007. I don't think it'll be done by the end of the decade. I think it's been 5 years now since it started, and I think it'll take another 5 years before it even gets to the construction stage.
And I would even add that to the debate, there is not a federal lawmaker yet who has come out in support of this project, and quite the opposite, as a matter of fact. They've been throwing up some roadblocks, asking for longer commentary periods. So
yeah, and this project has a lot of strange bedfellows. You've got the Sierra Club with some business interests, so it's pretty interesting.
All right, your turn.
Okay, well, we know that the Fed is expected to hold a press conference today on interest rate hikes. When they talk to bankers and economists and corporate executives and finance analysts, there is hardly anyone who will say anything positive about higher interest rates. I want to ask you, what are some of the positive things that will happen if interest rates go up?
Well, first of all, you will have some people who, particularly older individuals who are more conservative in their investments that have been for a long time, and bankers tell me this, they want to see some slightly higher interest rates for people that save money. So they will get a better return on their savings accounts and CDs and things like that. So there's one positive, but I don't think it's a lot, but it's one positive there. I think the other thing is it maybe keeps a few people out of the housing market that don't necessarily need to be in the housing market, though, but they are typically charged higher interest rates anyway on if they're higher risk. So I'm not sure it's necessarily a good thing to slow down the housing market, which has had some consistent rebound over the last 3 years, but it may make it a little bit more selective. How about that?
That's 2 positive reasons against about 100 negative ones. So,
all right, I get to ask the last question today. All right, so the last question today is about news this week. It was a report you actually did on from Zillow saying that more than 72,000 Arkansans, about 15.4% of homeowners in Arkansas, are underwater, meaning they owe more on their mortgages than their houses are actually worth.
Right.
It's actually an improvement from 23.6% about 2 years ago, 3 years ago. My question to you is, should we be concerned about this many people having negative equity in their homes?
Yeah, I think there is some concern because that's about 72,000 people in Arkansas, and when they don't have, and generally homes are our best investment or our greatest investment, and when you don't have an opportunity to use your equity in that home or be able to plan for the future because you're underwater, then it has a broad effect on on people taking vacations, people are adding onto their houses, and what you're seeing is a lot of the delinquency rates are going up because of this. So I think it's going to have a broad effect. That number needs to come down below 10%.
All right, 4 minutes, 4 questions with Wes Brown and Roby Brock. I think I won. I'm gonna declare myself the victor.
Yeah, here we go
You wanna
again.
try it? All right. Thanks for being here.
All right.
All right, that is all for this week's edition of 4 Minutes, 4 Questions. You can catch our fuller podcast on our website at talkbusiness.net. Wes and I talk about a lot more things. Thanks for watching. That's talkbusiness.net. We'll see you next time.